Shave number 19, getting close to the 20 now, a fifth of a century if you like. I mean, I suppose I could add in my head shaves, but I prefer to keep them separate. So yeah, so today is a Proraso shave. I'm using as much Proraso product as I've got. So I've got a Proraso pre-shave mentholated green, so Proraso green mentholated pre-shave. The same again with the cream. So they're all the same flavour. The only change away from Proraso is the witch hazel that I'm using. So you know, hopefully you'll forgive me for that, because I don't think Proraso do witch hazel. Somebody tell me if they do and I'll buy some. I'm using the Proraso aftershave. And then finally I'm using the Proraso balm. All mentholated. So it's going to be a nice cool face today. I was going to use the Merkur 34C for hardware, but I decided after a question from a viewer to do the Edwin Jagger DE89. Beautiful, beautiful razor, real class. Love it, absolutely love it. I don't know whether what they say about them is true and that they do the chrome plating on Rolls Royce, or they used to, or whatever. Or they're using the same chrome plate. But it just looks a stunning razor, absolute stunning razor. Inside there I've got a Gillette Nacet blade on its second use. I'm using my Yaki Evil Zebra brush. See if I can get this the right way around without my glasses on. I think that's the right way around. Yeah, I can see it in the mirror. So that's the Yaki brush with a reverse tuxedo knot, I suppose. And I'm bowl wise, I'm using my Saponificio Varesino shaving Grail. So let's get to it. Let's get the spray on my face. I'm still using the spray. Right. If you've noticed, I've cut out one of the stages, which is the Nivea Men cream. Suffice to say, I use that pretty much every shave, but I'm just trying to cut some time on the video itself, because they're slowly getting up to 30-35 minutes. Well, they're over 30 minutes now. And I was just aware that, you know, when you look at the statistics, people aren't watching for that long. Very few people do. I mean, the enthusiasts amongst us, I think maybe, you know, there's certainly people that might be thinking of making their own videos, or who already make their own videos, or have their own channels as such. But the average viewing time, I think, on my videos at the moment is about between 6 and 7 minutes. And when you consider my videos are half an hour long, I just thought, well, I'll try and cut them down a bit. So let's go straight to bowl lathering. So this is, I think I've used this once before, and in fact I may have used it on one of my previous videos. There is some water in there already, but not a lot. And I'm just putting a little bit in there, like so. Then with the brush, as you can see, it's got quite a bit of water in it. I'm just going to squeeze the bottom. So, and then I'm going straight in to lather. So if you didn't see my video yesterday, how's everybody doing? I hope they're having a good spring bank holiday weekend. You know, we're living with fewer restrictions. We're allowed to go out a bit more. So I hope you're all, you know, making good use of that extra time. So I do love this shaving Grail. It's brilliant. It makes me think of the life of Brian and the Monty Python, where they're trying to find the Holy Grail, and the Knights of Nit. Yeah, Nit. If you just look them up, the Knights of Nit, I think it is N-I or N-I-K. Monty Python, the Holy Grail, and the Knights that go Nit. So yeah, it's basically like a Holy Grail, but it's a shaving Grail. I absolutely love it. Very easy to lather in. Nice that it's all wood. Quite a different material to what I'm used to, but as you can see, it lathers up really well. And I would say this is easily on par with my lather yesterday for my head. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water to that. Use the spray. Just to get some more shine into it. I think that's about ready. So now the pre-shave is already cooling the old face down. So let's get to the lather. So this should be a lovely cooling shave. I'm going to go over here because if you watched my video yesterday, there's a little tuft of hair down there. I'm going to try and get it with the DE without cutting my ear off. But we'll see. Yeah, so I hope you liked the picture of me yesterday with my head shave. It was a fancy dress party that I went to, and because one of my nicknames at the time was Uncle Fester, I actually went to the fancy dress party, I think it was Halloween, as Uncle Fester, which everybody enjoyed, especially when I turned up a day early. So yeah, interesting. I lost track of time and I turned up the day before the party. So needless to say, I think I had a lucky escape because I kind of realised as I was walking up the steps, so not many people saw me in my fancy dress party 24 hours ahead of the party. But yeah, so a bit embarrassing. Too eager, you see, too eager. I might actually try a little bit on the head and see if I can get angles and things, so I'm just going to do a bit up here as well. I have had a shower, so everything's all pre-moisturised and everything, so so yeah, Edwin Jagger DE89 Proraso shave, here we go. So I'm going to go for the head first. Yeah, this is definitely different to using that leaf. Very careful. I might actually give it a go with the DE. Feels very efficient. Right, with the grain. This Nacet blade, very smooth, second use. Very good, it pairs very well with this DE89. As I say, this blade and the Astra Green, I think, are my favourite blades. They're my go-to blades. So let's see how we get on. You know, I reckon I could do it. I'm going to give it a go. I think next head shave, I may well go with the DE and see how I progress. Look at me making a mess. So yeah, food tonight is stir fry. So I'm doing a nice healthy stir fry this evening. It's going to be pork stir fry. I've got a fillet of pork. I've got some Chinese black bean. I think it's Chinese black bean sauce to go with it. A load of stir fry veg and one pork fillet. I usually add some extra garlic and extra ginger. And probably a bit more soy sauce. But yeah, very chilling this is. I can really feel the chill on my face. Especially when you spray cold water on it, feels like that water's refrigerated. It's actually room temperature, but it feels like it's freezing cold. Certainly wake you up. Right, second pass. Yeah, so I've been tagged by Maya to do a shave, and I think it was something about, you know, what you'd fall back on if you know, in hard times or whatever. I have to admit, I haven't been watching many shaving videos lately because I've been rather busy with my daughter, because she's looking for somewhere to live before she goes back to work. Mainly because of my mother and myself, because we're high risk and she's a teacher, and she feels that that's a really high risk situation, and doesn't want to bring the virus back into the house and give it to me or my mother, which, you know, it's amazing that she's actually, I mean, to be fair, she was looking at moving out by December anyway. She's just had to bring it forward a bit. But yeah, so that I've been rather busy sort of helping her with viewing houses and stuff. Admittedly, I've been out and had a look at a couple of them. Some of them good, some of them not so good. Bit of a risk for me to go out, but to be fair, I'm in my car and I'm wearing a mask and I'm gloved up, so I'm taking as many precautions as I possibly can. So, right, I'm just going to go down. I've kind of done things back to front on my head, but I just wanted to get a feel, because the back of my head's still pretty smooth. Well, maybe not. I'm just going to leave that. I'll leave that until I do my head shave. Or I may have a practice run during the week. But, so this is, yeah, so this is across. I do like Proraso. I especially like their pre-shave. I have got some. One of the first soaps I bought was a sandalwood Proraso. I think I've only used it a few times because the soap after that was the Tob sandalwood, and the Tob sandalwood blows the Proraso sandalwood out of the water, so I never really used it after that. In fact, I think it was the other way around. I think I bought the Tobs first. And then as a comparison, I bought the Proraso Red sandalwood. And yeah, the Tob's just a different league. But this, I haven't tried a mentholated Tobs yet. But I love this. I love the smell of this. I can't imagine anything coming. You can still see, look, that mark's still there. So I think that's probably going to scar. That was from my Shave It video. I think that was number 16 or something. I don't know. Have a look. But yeah, I really caught myself there. Oh, let's put some more water on. Yeah, so going back to why I'm using the Edwin Jagger, I'm not sure whether I mentioned this right at the beginning, but I was asked a question in the last video whether I preferred the Merkur 34C HD or the Edwin Jagger DE89. Now, my personal preference, and it is my personal preference, you know, I don't want to start an argument, but my personal preference is the Merkur 34C. It was the first razor I bought, and I would still say it's up there in one of my favourites. I find the Edwin Jagger DE89 slightly more efficient, shall we say? So I don't want that to sound as a negative. In fact, you know, it can be seen as a positive. But for a beginner, I guess if you pair it with the right blade, and an Astra blade is a really good blade to pair it with, more so than I think the Nacet. I think the Nacet's a little bit more efficient than the Astra blade. But, you know, pair it with an Astra Green, the DE89, and I think you've got a good beginner's razor. So this is against the grain now, third pass. Pair the 34C with an Astra Green, and I've got to say that's probably the most comfortable shave, apart from maybe the Rockwell 6C. That on setting 2, 3, that's on par. I mean, if somebody's starting out and they haven't bought a razor yet, I'd actually recommend they go for something like the Rockwell, because you can adjust the efficiency of the razor to your liking, and then you'll know what razors you can go on to buy from there. So if for instance you're most comfortable setting 1 or 2, you'd go on to buy a Merkur 34C HD or even a DE89, although I'd say that's setting 3. It's, you know, and Merkur, don't get me wrong, the Merkur 34C is probably set in 2 3/4. So there's not a lot in them. But they are the benchmark razors, I think. You know, they're well known in the, you know, the shaving groups. Those two are the razors that people recommend for beginners. If you're not a beginner and you've been shaving a while, I don't really know why you haven't got both of them. But if you haven't got both of them, it's well worth getting, you know, and you've only got the DE89. I'd definitely add the Merkur 34C, especially now when you consider that, you know, Merkur's days might be numbered. Yeah, see, I've still got a hair there. Gotta be careful. Yeah, no, I've got it. So I, you know, without question, I would get the Merkur 34C, purely because you know, they may not be around for much longer. So I needed this, to be honest. I've been using that many aggressive razors lately that I think my skin was beginning to complain. It was really beginning to complain. Just gonna get rid of this water. Get some fresh hot water because I've been nattering on that much. The water's gone a bit cold. But yeah, so what I'm probably going to do, if I can work out how to do it, because I've not done it before, is I'm going to put a little poll up on the screen. I think it's probably on the left hand side. I'm going to put a little poll up there to see how people vote. I haven't got that many people viewing, but you know, those that do view, please take part. See, you know, those that have had experience of both the 34 and the DE89, the Merkur 34C and the DE89, and just pick one, and we'll see which comes out on top. My guess is that I think the Merkur will come out on top, but I could be wrong, and maybe I shouldn't have said that because, you know, people may not. Right, so it's pick up past time. I've got a fair bit to pick up, which I'd expect, because these razors aren't as efficient as an Edwin Jagger 316 or the Razor Rock Game Changer. These are not as efficient by any comparison, really. But that's fine, because they give a nice, comfortable shave. So yeah, so I'll put a little poll up and we'll see what the result is. As I say, I think I know which way it will go. And the only reason I went with the Merkur 34C was because I used to watch Nick Shaves. I think he was one of the first YouTubers that I watched because he had a series for beginners, which I think is still, you know, I can't add anything to that. If I thought I could do a better series on how to shave with the DE, yeah, maybe I'd consider doing it. But I've linked the playlist of how to shave in one of my playlists. So there's the whole series. I think it's about 16, 17 videos. Then they're not 30 minutes each video. They're much shorter. They're less than 10 minutes each, I think. So I've linked that playlist, Nick's own playlist, and I'll link it here on the video. and in the description probably. Right, clear up time. I'm just going to feel around before I finish off. No, BBS, lovely feeling. I can tell where I've shaved with the DE up here and then it stops back here. I can tell the difference, but that's fine. Move this to one side, so I'm going to wash down my face. Turn it to cold. Oh. You can still feel the menthol. It makes the water feel so cold. Right, let's. I don't think I'm going to need the alum. Doesn't feel like I've irritated anything at all on this shave. Nice smooth shave. No burn at all. None whatsoever. Whereas the last 3 or 4 shaves, I reckon, there's a bit of burn up here, but that's not used to a DE, so yeah, the last few shaves on my face have been pretty aggressive, and the burn has been pretty extreme on a few of them, so you know, I tell it as it is. Right, so that hasn't got any work to do, so I'm just gonna have a feel. Yeah, right, let's get that off. Dry the face off. And straight on with the boots, tea tree and witch hazel. No burn, nothing. A little bit on my head. Can add a bit more for my head. But literally just the slightest of hums on my head, nothing on the face. My face just feels like it's been in the freezer. I know there are stronger menthols out there. I haven't tried them. Maybe you can make some suggestions what I should try and get my hands on. That's easily available over here in the UK. I know there's some. I know you can get menthol crystals. I think I heard Maya talking about them in one of her latest videos. But she didn't actually put up a link where she gets it from. So I'm going to have a look on Amazon and places like that. So right. So on with the Proraso aftershave lotion. This is another big bottle, a bit like the Williams soap. Not one that you'd want to pick up with slick hands. You know, if you've got soap on your hands, you're going to drop it. There's some weight. Oh, there's a lovely smell. Really, really nice smell. I wouldn't say there's a lot of menthol in the aftershave, but the smell just goes so well with the shaving cream. It's got the same smell, but it hasn't got the menthol, so that's fine. So yeah, here we go. Little bit of the Proraso aftershave balm. Put a little bit more because I'm going to do my head as well. So that's it there. Quite liquid. Oh, now the menthol is in here. Oh wow, nice. I think that's definitely the first time I've used the post-shave balm. Really good. You know, you'd expect it to match with the aftershave and the soap, but wow, the menthol in the post-shave balm is it's almost making my eyes water. As I say, there are bound to be some more out there, but I've not had that before. One thing I noticed with this, when I got it in a tin. I can't see a crack on it, but basically this just the cap loosens itself off over time. And when I opened the tin, obviously some had leaked out, but not a lot. I mean, nothing that I was that bothered about. But you could smell it as soon as you picked up the tin. You could smell the menthol coming out of the tin. So I thought, oh, something's broken in there, and it was that, but it only just leaked a bit. Anyway, so that is today's shave. Me babbling on, trying to make it shorter, and I'm nattering on and extending the video. So it's bye-bye from me. A very, very nice shave. Really enjoyed it. Really look forward to it. I'm going to go and put the Nivea Men cream on in a minute. Once this cooling effect has dropped a bit, then I'll put it on. So it's bye from me and bye from the Edwin Jagger DE89. And I'll be putting a question one side or the other. You know, a little poll if I can work out how to do it. If not, put it down in the comments. What your preference is and maybe why, you know, if you want to go into detail, but you only have to put Merkur or 34C and DE89, one of those in the comments. That's if I can't get the poll up, but I think I can. I think I saw it in YouTube Studio where you can actually create a poll. So I'll try it, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, stick it in the comments. So bye-bye from me, bye-bye from the DE89, and I'll see you. I'm probably going to do the tag video midweek, so it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday. Keep an eye out, and if you click the notifications bell, you'll be notified when I bring that tag video out. Okay, bye for now.